We're focusing on one of the most tested areas of the FAA Part 107 exam: the rules for operating a small, unmanned aircraft over people, specifically breaking down categories 1, 2, 3, and 4. The exam will expect you to know the precise limitations of each category. Category 1 is the simplest. It applies to drones that weigh 0.55 pounds or less at takeoff, including everything attached. A critical requirement for Category 1, and for Categories 2 and 3 as well, is that the drone must have no exposed rotating parts that could lacerate human skin. An exam question might describe a 250-gram drone with propeller guards and ask if it qualifies for Category 1. Assuming it meets the weight and blade requirements, it does. For Categories 2 and 3, the FAA shifts focus from a strict weight limit to performance-based standards based on kinetic energy. Category 2 drones must not be capable of causing injury equivalent to the transfer of 11 foot-pounds of kinetic energy upon impact with a person. Category 3 increases this threshold, stating the drone must not cause injury equivalent to transferring 25 foot-pounds of kinetic energy. The exam loves to test the administrative requirements for these two categories. A major trap is forgetting that for a drone to operate under Category 2 or 3, the manufacturer must have an FAA-accepted Declaration of Compliance or DOC on file. If a question describes a drone that meets the kinetic energy specs for Category 2 but doesn't mention a DOC, it is not compliant for operations over people under that category. Category 3 has additional, strict operational limits that are frequent exam topics. You cannot operate a Category 3 drone over an open-air assembly of people at all. Furthermore, you can only fly it over people if the operation is within a closed or restricted access site where everyone has been notified, or if the drone does not maintain sustained flight over any person who is not directly participating or protected. The exam will test your understanding of sustained flight, which means hovering over, flying back and forth, or circling over people. Finally, Category 4 is for drones that don't meet the other categories but have received an airworthiness certificate under Part 21 of the FAA regulations. For the exam, the key phrase to associate with Category 4 is airworthiness certificate. These drones must be operated according to an approved flight manual and maintained under specific FAA requirements. Here's a mental shortcut for the kinetic energy rules. Think of a sports score, 11 to 25. Category 2 is the lower score, 11 foot-pounds. Category 3 is the higher score, 25 foot-pounds. Remembering the score 11 to 25 will help you keep the impact energy limits straight on exam day. For free practice questions, AI-powered explanations, and more exam prep tools, visit openexamprep.com. That's openexamprep, all one word, .com.